Broadcasting, after he finishes this load of glasses at Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the center of North America, on this little planet we call Earth, this is The Solo Show. On this edition, Stan welcomes Derek Stanley to the guest host chair as they discuss the benefits of sometimes going solo to the Magic Kingdom. So now, please welcome your host, the man who was once the third hula dancer on the left at the Ohana Floor Show, Stan Solo.
Hello and welcome to another edition of The Solo Show. I am Stan Solo, and today, on this edition, I got a man with me in the co-host chair that has the best last name I could think of. Mr. Derek Stanley. Welcome to the show, Derek.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy to have you in the co-host chair with me. And where are you from?
I am originally from Jacksonville, Florida, but I live now in Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay, so you're not too far from the park.
No, 9-hour drive.
Okay, so when you go, do you drive, or how do you head down?
I drive.
Yeah.
I always pretend like I'm going to book a flight, and then I find out, I have to go through Atlanta, what time the flight's going to arrive, Magical Express. I add all that in. I can beat the plane almost every time.
Yeah, I would imagine. See, it takes me quite a while. I have to do 2 flights. It's very, very rare I can get 1 flight down.
Yeah.
I do get 1 flight home once in a while, which I don't understand how that works. And if I do book like a direct flight, every single time that I've done that, it's got canceled, and I had to do a layover somewhere. I swear that the airlines just dangle these flights in front of our faces just so we book them, then they can cancel them on us. And
in my race against the plane, that is my advantage because they're always delaying and canceling, and that's how I beat the plane.
I know all about that. and if there's a hurricane coming, you could get out of Dodge quick.
Yeah. I actually hope to go to Walt Disney World during a hurricane. It's the best place to be during a hurricane.
It is. I've lived through the hurricane, and it was one of the best trips I ever had. It was during the hurricane. And so you go to Disney. Are you have an annual pass, or?
I have an annual pass. Very proud annual pass holder. I've been an annual pass holder for about 3 years now, and it was always goal of mine to be an annual pass. I was very pleased when I was finally able to do it.
So how often are you able to get down there?
Well, of course, I go as often as I can. I was just there in December. I was there in October before that. I try to go at least twice a year to make it worth having the annual pass.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever met in person.
Yeah, we did. We met at the Electric Umbrella. Lou had a meetup, the WDW radio crew. It was the night you went to Tower of Terror.
Okay.
Inside the lobby. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I remember now. Yeah, that was okay. Oh, wow. Great to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to see you too.
Names, faces, places. I can't remember any of that stuff. No, I don't know. I think I forgot more about Star Wars than most people even know about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Over the years, my memory's going. So, anyways, we're not here just to talk about Derek and where he's from. We're going to talk going solo to Walt Disney World, and we're not talking about going with Stan. We're talking about going on our own to Walt Disney World. So, how many? Percentage-wise, approximately, how often do you go solo on your trip?
Oh, percentage-wise, it would be lower percentage-wise, 10, 15%. I've only done 3 solo trips in my life, And we're all in 2016.
I thought you were a big-time solo guy. Okay.
No, just 3 trips. They were all in 2016. That was my year of Disney. I turned 50 in 2016, so I lived it up. I went 5 times to Disney.
5 times in 2016?
5 times in 1 year, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
if it's a 9-hour drive.
Yeah, I drove down every time,
Yeah. So do you stay on property normally?
Yes, I've only stayed off property once. I found a nice little place. It's $50-something a night, and it's 2 miles from Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you have your car and you have your annual pass, your parking's taken care of. You can drive. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it is nice to be in the Disney bubble when you're there.
I prefer to be in the bubble. It makes all the difference.
Oh, yeah.
I even make the sound when I drive under the arch.
You make the which?
The sound. When you go through under the arch, you enter the bubble.
Oh.
You got to make a little popping sound.
Yeah. The bubble pops.
And when you go out, you have to start mentally preparing for your next trip. You start planning your next trip on the way.
Yeah, you got to do that. I usually try to have my next one planned before I even take my next one.
Yeah.
Like my following one planned before I take
I usually have 2 countdowns going at once. But unfortunately, right now, I have 0 countdowns. It feels very weird.
Oh, wow. That would be weird.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about going solo. So your first time going solo to Walt Disney World, were you hesitant? Was the
it was January 3rd, 2016 was my first time, and I was driving down to Walt Disney World, and I was scared to death that I was going to be bored out of my mind and sitting in my room for the entire week. But it didn't turn out that way. I got my annual pass at the Animal Kingdom, guest relations to Animal Kingdom, and that week went so fast. I met so many cool people. I had a great time. I just soak in the details. So you can really, there's no rush at all. You soak in the details, eat what you want, go where you want, stay as long as you want, wherever you're at.
Well, yeah, that's it. The show's done. He said it all.
Okay, right? Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my first time. I had a bit of a crutch, to be honest, going. I was meeting on a cruise ship. It was a WDW radio cruise, and that was my first time. I think that was I'm pretty sure that was my first time going solo. So I had a lot of friends that were at Walt Disney World that were going to be going on that cruise trip. Some I've met, some I haven't met. And so I kind of knew, yes, I was going by myself. I was going to be I believe I was at Pop Century. Most likely I was at Pop Century. So I was going to be at my room by myself. I was going to be on my own room on the ship by myself. But I had a lot of friends that were going also. So I had that crutch that if I felt lonely, whatever, I could easily message somebody. But you know what? I never did feel lonely at all. Sure, it was great to meet up with friends and hang and, go for dinner or whatever. But I don't think I spent the full day hanging out with another couple that was, on their, family vacation.
Yeah.
I would, kind of run into them or whatever. And that's something that a lot of people, they're afraid of, is that they're going to be lonely. I think that's one of the biggest fears for people. And how do you overcome that if that's a fear or if you're there?
Well, you're in Disney World and you're surrounded by people from all over the world. So I just talk to whoever I'm next to in line, or talk to the cast members. Cast members love to talk to people because they just get ignored all day by everybody. So I always say cast members love to play, so play with them. They like to play. Have some fun. Yeah.
Now speaking of playing with cast members, okay, your nickname is the Mayor.
Yes.
How did that come about?
I have a friend who's a cast member, and I went down on one of my solo trips, and she came out into the park to play with me in the Magic Kingdom one day, and we rode the transportation to the TTA.
Yeah.
And I was waving at everybody on the oncoming cars, everybody down on the ground. It's kind of my thing. I wave at everybody. And she said,
I wave to everyone on the
It's fun.
boats.
10 points for every wave you get back, right?
Yes, exactly. I do that same thing. I play that same game.
That's right. So anyway, she said, hey, you're waving. You're just like the mayor. And that stuck ever since. And then later on, we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and I dressed as the mayor. Had the sash, top hat, everything, vest. It was his Christmas mayor outfit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think that was your Facebook profile.
That is, yeah. It's my social media picture. Is me as the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a weird picture. If you zoom in on it, it kind of reminds me of Jack Nicholson from The Shining. That end picture where he's in the crowd. It's just a weird look.
Okay, now I'm going to zoom in on that.
Yeah, I don't normally look like that. I don't know why it came out that way.
Speaking of social media and Facebook, that's another thing too. If you're on your own at a Walt Disney World and you're feeling a little bit lonely, social media is a great. If you're, especially if you're active on Twitter or Instagram or in my case, Facebook,
definitely,
it's great to kind of almost distract you from being alone, and that you have a lot of friends just in the palm of your hand with your phone that you can either message or you post a picture and then people will like it, or go to different groups, go to the Solo Show group site and post a picture on there. And, people might like it, or Grand Circle Tour or WW Radio Box People page, wherever you're into. Take advantage of that. People love seeing people's vacation photos, and they'll like it or they'll comment about it.
I get a lot
have
of
you ever
comments,
done stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. I would post probably 4 or 5 times a day. Something would happen that was meaningful to me. It always, there's magic all the time going on. And I would write up a little story to go along with the picture, and I would post it on Instagram and Facebook. And I have a lot of people following me that love Disney or just love me, the friends, whatever. Not necessarily Disney fans, but get a lot of comments and likes. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So it's kind of bringing everybody along with you.
Yeah. And food pictures are great. People like seeing, especially unique ones or ones that are taken. And again, first time taking pictures of food, I felt a little bit weirded out.
Yeah.
I take you're sitting there taking a picture of your burger and fries in the electric umbrella.
Yeah.
People don't care.
My problem is I'm so hungry to eat the food I forget to take the picture.
So Derek posts a picture of an empty plate afterwards.
I have done that before. I've posted a few food pictures, especially if I'm trying to eat my way around the world at Food and Wine, which is impossible to do. By the way, it's impossible to do around. I made it. I made it to England. I was going counterclockwise. I made it to England and had to stop. Too full. Food pictures are great. People like seeing those. Now, speaking of food, how are you? If you're on a solo trip, I'm not extremely comfortable eating alone. At quick service, I'm okay, but at a table service, I find it awkward. I find it weird, and I shouldn't, because people are in their own groups, they're in their own families. They could care less about you. They're never going to see you again. Yep.
They don't worry about. Why should you worry about yourself when they're not worried about you? But I do find it, and also it is kind of pricey too. Like if I'm going to go out and have a dinner, I want to have a visit with people. That's the way I feel. So I don't do any table service meals. How about you, Derek?
I do. I love table service meals. There's two really good reasons. One, you have time. You're sitting at the table service. That's your time when you post and write on social media. And if you go up to a table service restaurant, you don't have to have a reservation. Party of one, they'll have you seated in 10, 15 minutes. Not a problem.
Really?
Via Napoli. Yeah, I ate at Via Napoli one trip 3 times in a row. So good.
Okay. But you're not getting into Ohana at 10 o'clock at night or a half hour before fireworks.
I've never tried to do Ohana. No, never tried to do Ohana. Yeah. But I've nearly never had a problem getting anywhere else.
Yeah. Because I should do more table services, but more often than not, I'm living on popcorn when I'm doing my solo trips. I'll have breakfast and then I'll have popcorn all day long. Yeah. And then I'll have like a Dole Whip for supper or something like that. I bring my refillable bucket and I'm munching on that, grazing the whole day. But I do find it's something I do find out. Now, what about the advantages of traveling on a solo trip?
Well, it's a little bit cheaper. Yes. It's cheaper. Yes. You can do whatever you want when you want. If you want to sit on Center Street, on Main Street, and just sit and listen to the piano lessons going on, you can, and just relax, or you can watch the ducks, or you can count how many monorails go by, or it doesn't matter what you do. You can do what you want to do when you want to do it. You don't have to worry about somebody else's schedule. Yeah,
that's something that I find is that I really slow down a lot.
Oh, yes.
When I'm on a solo trip versus when I'm just either with my daughter or with friends or my wife. It's a bit more, I feel like I have to almost entertain them.
Yes, tour guide.
And I'm taking them from attraction to attraction. Whereas if I'm by myself, I'm taking pictures of the windows on Main Street. Yeah. I'm taking pictures of a bird building a nest in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Like finding hidden Mickeys. Yeah. Got to find hidden Mickeys. Yeah. Soak in all those details that are way deep in the corners of the world.
Yeah. That's something that I really find is different when you go solo versus going with family or with friends. It seems to be a slower pace, and I can't really explain why that is, because my wife would probably rather go on a slower pace than what I make her go on.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, when she comes with me, I feel like it's go. We have to get to the next attraction. And now, when you go on a solo trip, speaking about go, do you book fast passes ahead? Like you said, you don't really book dining; you just do walk up table service.
I do book fast passes, but I don't worry about it. If I want to go to a different park, I just cancel the fast passes and give them to somebody else. Yeah. I don't worry about it. Yeah, it's not a big thing.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't really. I'll book a fast pass. Like say I'm meeting some friends for dinner at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Then I'll book a Toy Story Midway Mania fast pass that day type of thing. But other than that, I don't even really book fast passes when I go. Heck, whichever bus shows up first at my resort, or whichever resort has the shortest line.
Yeah,
that's the resort I'm going to that day. I don't even know where I'm going.
Bus driver taught me that. I would go at the Pop. I'd go and get a breakfast sandwich and a chocolate milk. I'd sit out at the bus stop, and the bus driver taught me watch the line, see what's going on, and go to the park that has the least amount of people going. And that's what I would do.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And you can't really do that if you're booking fast passes and dining and Well, I mean, if you're meeting friends, you're meeting friends. That's different. But so that's kind of the way I do it as well. Is whichever sometimes at Pop you come out there and that line for Magic Kingdom is around the building.
It is,
and man, that is just not good. Like,
The other thing I do that saves a lot of time is I have my car with me, so I drive to whatever park I go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, for your car, that's a totally different strategy than what I'm doing with the buses and all that.
Love the new Skyliner.
Yes. You know what? I haven't had a chance to use them as transportation yet.
Came out of Hollywood Studios after Fantasmic, and big crowd heading for the Skyliner just ate that crowd up. We were on the Skyliner within minutes. Yes, very impressive. Same thing with Epcot as well. After Illuminations, and RIP Illuminations, by the way, head out the International Gateway, and the Skyliner just eats the crowd up. It's awesome. Very quick.
See, I've seen pictures of like mass lines at Epcot for the Skyliner.
Yes.
Now, does that go pretty quick, or
it does?
Do you hang
it goes
back?
very
What is
quick.
your strategy there?
No, just get in the line. The line's constantly moving. You'll be on the Skyliner within a few minutes. Yeah,
oh, wow.
With the big crowd.
That is cool.
I haven't had to experience the Skyliner being down. Actually, my last trip when I went in December, was it December or October? The Skyliner had that incident where it was shut down for a week, where they had those cars pile up on one another. The first 3 days we were there, the Skyliner was still down, but then they opened it up, and we were very happy. So we did get to
Now, were you hesitant at all getting on at that point, or?
That thought is in the back of your mind, but it was not a problem. It was not a problem.
Yeah.
We even slowed down and stopped a couple of times, but they had the signs up that said, "Hey, it may stop, it may slow down."
Yeah.
I didn't worry about it. I haven't experienced any. It was very, very nice.
Yeah, I've only ridden the Skyliner one day, and it was actually the day before that my annual pass expired, and I didn't renew it. But I had a friend, and it wasn't open to the public yet, but I had a friend that was a cast member that invited me to come on with the cast member preview. So I got to ride the Skyliner. So I had experienced them then.
That's cool.
I haven't had a chance to actually use them for their intended use to get to the park. But riding them, I loved. I absolutely just loved. I can hardly wait for my next trip and going from Pop Century to Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
I was very lucky. In October, we stayed at the Pop Century, and our hotel room was 200 paces from the Skyliner station. It was awesome.
I'm wondering, do you think that they'll make those preferred rooms eventually?
Well, that was a preferred room. It was a preferred room.
I thought the preferred rooms were at that very first building only. Off to the right, that's near the buses.
Well, I guess they have turned it into a preferred room because it was right there by the Hourglass Bridge. Plus, the prices are going up on the Pop Century, I think, because of the Skyliner. There's a big price jump.
Yeah, I have a trip booked. It's coming soon, and my prices for this trip are actually quite a bit less than they were when I went in August. At Pop Century, and that was like. When I went in August, my new Galaxy's Edge had recently opened. It was a month old, and the Skyliner hadn't opened yet. And I thought, wow, we're getting close to $200 a night at Pop Century.
Yeah.
And this is before the Skyliner opened.
Yeah, that's a little expensive.
I'm a budget person. They're a little bit less. They're a little bit. They're coming down, but I don't know. I guess I'm going in just a good week or something.
Yeah, the last time I checked, it was over $200 a night for the Pop Century.
Yeah.
So
that's getting.
I'm going to be an all-star guy, I think, from now on. Unless it's a special treat.
Yeah. For $200 a night, I mean, you could rent a house that will sleep 10 for $150.
Exactly. Yeah. Or I can stay in that hotel 2 miles from Animal Kingdom for $53.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, and they're building more and more resorts. Like,
yes,
I don't know. Bubble's got to break eventually.
They've got plenty of land. They have plenty of land. They keep buying more, so that's good.
Yeah, I know, but
it is getting expensive to go, though. It's a little, it's tough. It's tough to justify the annual pass now. A little tougher, anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the reason why I didn't renew. I'm also wanting to go to Tokyo in the worst way.
Yeah.
And if I keep getting annual passes and keep going, 3-4 times a year, I'm never going to get to Tokyo.
Yeah.
So something had to give.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be one trip to Walt Disney World, one trip to Disneyland. 2020's done.
Yep. I've never been to Disneyland. I hope to go someday.
Yeah. Oh, you got to go. It's great. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Disneyland so much. What else did we have to touch on?
Well, let's see. One of the cool things about going solo is one night I found out about cheeseburger spring rolls, and they have them in the popcorn cart outside of the Jungle Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 3 orders of cheeseburger spring rolls in one night. Most people would not want to do that. That's one benefit of having a solo trip. Yeah.
So you couldn't do that if someone was with you, or
well, they really have to like cheeseburger spring rolls. Yeah. Matter of fact, the last order I got, the young lady gave them to me on the mouse because I had been back so many times, and I had a birthday bun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of popcorn.
Yeah.
On my solo trips. I'm not sure if it's because I'm on a solo trip and I just look pathetic, or if it's like cool shirts I wear.
Yeah.
But often I'll when I have the refillable bucket, I'll have a cast member will give it. It's on the mouse.
Yeah, I love what they say on the mouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to say one thing about solo trip, it's just overall relaxation. It's much more relaxed. You don't have to worry about anybody or anything but yourself. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. You don't have to time bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
Or you get. I don't know. It just feels. I love them. I love going on solo trips.
Yeah.
I also love going with my wife and with my kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fun to experience it with somebody else, too.
Yeah, but if you're hesitant about going on a solo trip, I say give it a go.
Yeah, definitely. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. I don't. There. I mean, what are the downsides? There are times walking around Animal Kingdom where I almost I didn't feel sad for myself or lonely at all, but I started felt like I wish I could share this with my wife. I wish I could. That kind of happens once in a while.
Yeah.
And it wasn't guilt. I mean, I have no soul, so there's no guilt involved.
Talking about guilt, I went that first solo trip in January of 2016. I went without my daughter. And I felt very guilty. I have two daughters, without both my daughters. And but the one daughter, Little Joe he's the manatee at Living Seas at Epcot. Little Joe, one of the manatees. Well, I bought my daughter a stuffed manatee on a previous trip, and we named it Little Joe because she loved that manatee. It took me an hour to get her out of the Living Seas. So I took that manatee, the stuffed manatee, with me on that first trip, and I gave the manatee to cast members all around the park and took pictures of the cast member with the manatee and sent them back to my daughter. So her manatee was visiting the world, and she got pictures all day long for a whole week. It was really cool.
That's a cute idea. I really like that. How old was your daughter at the time?
She was
42.
13. 13. I think she was 13, 12 or 13 at the time.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
The coolest thing, I took the manatee, the little stuffed manatee, Little Joe, to the Living Seas in Epcot. I got there early, and I had to wait for the Living Seas to open up. And I went in, and the young lady, the caretaker of the manatees, was up there, and I asked if I could get a picture with her with Little Joe. Mm-hmm. Well, she said, hang on just a minute. She grabbed the manatee away from me and ran up on the thing. What's going on? I didn't know. She took,
give it to her.
He took Little Joe, the stuffed manatee, and had romaine lettuce, and Little Joe fed the real Little Joe breakfast. And I got pictures of that. Oh, it was so awesome. I had to admit, my tears were welling up in my eye. And so I had to got all kinds of pictures, and I went and immediately sat down outside the Living Seas and typed that all up and shared that on social media because it was such a magical experience. Of course, shared it with my daughters. Yeah. Love, I can't say enough about the cast members. Disney is just a bunch of fancy buildings. It's the cast members that make Disney magic.
Yeah.
Can't say enough about the cast members. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I can't agree with you more. Do you ever, when you're on your solo trips, do you ever worry about getting injured or getting hurt? Does it ever cross your? It will now.
Yes, it will now. I can't say that I have. No. See, do you worry about it?
That's something that does enter my mind.
Okay.
Like I don't know. Like I'm crossing a parking lot and I get hit by a car.
Yeah.
In one of the resorts, or something. That does enter my mind, and I have no one. I mean, I'm from a foreign country. I'm from Canada.
Yeah.
And I have nobody with me.
Yeah.
So that does enter my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea if my wife would have to come down or if I get shipped. Like I have travel insurance and all that. I'm not worried about that part of it, but I do. It does enter my mind. Yeah, I have to admit that. So I'm not sure if I'm more careful because of that. I don't go looking for snakes. I don't.
Yeah, I'm always looking for alligators.
I stay out of the damn lakes. Peter Wart.
Yeah. No, I'm always watching for the alligators and snakes and the audio animatronic ducks that are always walking around there.
Yeah. You don't want to get nipped by a duck.
Yeah, if I have little ones in my party, I'm always teasing them about the audio animatronic ducks.
Yeah, that's, you know what, that's something too, like going on a solo trip is not a butchering person, but
Yeah.
it does happen more when I'm on a solo trip than when I'm with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I know some people are really into people watching.
Yeah. Hey, sit back, grab a bench, have something to eat, and just sit back and watch the world go by. It's a great place to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in Animal Kingdom, and there's this lady in front of me. Actually, there's a couple, an elderly couple, and one of those white stork type birds.
Yeah, heron,
flew
probably
overhead
a heron or an ibis
with the wings. Yeah, so she looked at him and she goes, "No, was that a real bird or was that Disney magic?" She said. And that's the type of thing I would have never. I giggled inside so much. I would have never heard that if I was with someone else and talking to them at the same time. Like, you know what I mean?
You mentioned magic. Speaking of magic, I like to make some of my own magic at Disney World. One of the things I did was I had these bracelets made up, little rubber bracelets, and it says "I love cast members" on the bracelet.
Okay.
On both sides, yeah. And so if a cast member has made some magic or, is really going the extra mile, I'll stop and I'll explain, that I have these bracelets made for cast members that I really appreciate, and I present them with the bracelet. And I've received very positive responses from cast members about that. They enjoy the recognition.
Well, no wonder you're getting free spring rolls.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The other thing I do for kids is I will discreetly put 2 quarters and a penny in a penny press machine and then just walk away for some kid to discover it. Yeah. Kids are always going cranking those things, and they discover it. Hey, there's 2 quarters and a penny in there. They got a little bit of magic for them too.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
The 2 quarters and a penny.
If there's a cast member nearby, I'll go tell the cast member I did it and have them make sure a worthy kid finds it.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way to do it, as opposed to coming up to some strange kid and giving him 51 cents.
Oh boy. I had these Ziploc baggies, and I put 2 quarters and a penny, and I printed up a little piece of paper that said press penny starter kit. And I was just handing them out to everybody. I got some weird looks from people. So I stopped doing that right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can come off as a bit of a creeper sometimes.
That's right. Yeah, found that out very quickly.
But
yeah, I had good intentions, but not very well received. So that's when I just started putting the quarters and the pennies in the machines.
Yeah, I think that's the more 21st century way to do it.
Yeah, you have to be careful out there. That's for sure.
Yeah. You're going to get slapped upside the head with a purse if you're not careful.
One thing I do on solo trips more than when I'm traveling with somebody else is I will ask cast members for advice, where to go eat. Ask them about details that they like in the Magic Kingdom or whatever park. They have a lot of information. They're there all the time.
Yeah. That is true. That is definitely true that you like. And the other thing too is just making conversations with people in line. I think we touched on that.
Yeah,
that is something I do far more.
Yes,
I don't know if the people behind me care for that so much.
Yeah,
but I met a couple in Australia. They were from Australia, and we were at the Captain EO Theater. This is a while back.
Yeah,
and so they wanted to get in like. They were making sure it's their first trip. They're from Australia, and they were wanting to get into the theater, like to make sure they got a seat. And I could sense that that's what they were doing. They were kind of waiting by the doors, or what, kind of working. And I said, you know what? You're better off staying back.
Yeah,
because everybody else will go in, and they make you go to the end of the row.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to end up in the middle of the theater if you hang back a bit.
Yep.
If you go first, you're going to be off to the side. It's not a good of a view.
That's absolutely
so they're like,
true.
Really? And I'm like, yeah, that's how it works. So it was like first thing in the morning. I still had my Starbucks coffee for in the morning.
Yeah.
So they said, well, okay, then we'll hang back. So we hung back, and we started talking. I said they were from Australia, I'm from Canada, and we chatted for a bit. And the doors opened, we got to go in, and they were grateful that they got to sit in the middle as opposed to. I said, if you're in a rush to get out, get in first, and you get out quicker. Just a little tip. So then after that, we went to the Figment attraction. After you come out of the Captain EO Theater, you go right into the Figment attraction.
Yeah.
And so I rode with them on the Figment attraction, and World Showcase was going to be opening up soon, and so I was kind of telling them about World Showcase and this and that, and then so we were just kind of walking and talking. Well, before we knew it, it was lunchtime, so we went to the UK pavilion for fish and chips.
Love the fish and chips at UK.
Oh, Favorite spot.
Oh, yeah.
So we had our fish and chips together, and we went on the Three Caballeros ride together. I was kind of showing them like little hidden Mickeys and kind of giving them a bit of a tour. The Three Caballeros, they said they would have never even went into that building if it wasn't for me. They had no idea that was a thing to go inside these buildings. And we went, they were kind of like, they were completely lost. So it was getting time for dinner, and they wanted something healthier, so I suggested the Sunshine Seasons restaurant. So we went there. They loved the Sunshine Seasons restaurant. It was everything.
It's a good place.
Healthier and all that. It was time for the firework. We were together the entire day. It was now firework. Eliminations is going to happen. I picked out a great spot for us to watch eliminations.
Very cool.
So from first thing in the morning, while having my morning coffee, I spent the entire day with this couple from Australia. This was quite a few years, and we're still friends today. Like, she sent us, we exchanged Christmas gifts this year.
That's cool.
Like, yeah,
very cool.
And if I was this was not going to happen if I was with somebody else.
Yeah.
And like,
because you would have been wanting to hurry off. Yeah.
You got to come up to Australia. What's that?
You would have had to hurry off to go do what your family wanted to do.
Right. And I would have had fast passes booked and stuff like that. And then they did have fast passes for test track. So they went to do, he wanted to do test track really bad, but she didn't really care to. So her and I went and did Ellen's Energy Adventure. Well, he did test track, and then we met up again after. And it was such a great day.
Yeah.
On that. And that's the thing. You have no idea when you're going into a solo day what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. You
And
go where the
happened,
wind takes you.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Go where the wind
and this
takes
happened to me a couple of times. I know one time I was going to go, and it was pouring rain. It was cats and dogs raining, and you could tell it was going to rain all day. So I'm like, I don't even want to leave my room. Like, but I'm going to go catch the rainy day parade at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
I've never seen the rainy day parade. So as I go to Magic Kingdom, I'm going to catch the parade and I'm going to go back to my room. And wouldn't you know it, there's another couple there, and they were there for the exact same reason. They wanted to see the rainy day parade. They heard, they've never seen it also. So we were kind of talking and getting a good spot. The park was dead. There was nobody at Magic Kingdom at all.
Yeah.
Same thing. We ended up spending the entire day together. We never did catch the parade. We ended up doing Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because it was a complete walk-on. But but it was
rainy days are the best days.
Yeah. And to this day, we're still Facebook friends, and we message each other and all that on from time to time, not overly a lot, but it's great in that you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing when you're with the family, but those experiences would never happen.
That's true, because you're on more of a set schedule.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever had anything like that happen to you?
No, just with my cast member friend that would come out in the park and play, and we would just go where the wind took us. It's awesome.
Yeah,
just very relaxing, and it's a great way to tour around. No set agenda, just go where the wind takes you. You mentioned holding back going into the theater at Captain EO. My favorite place to do that is Tough to Be a Bug. If you hold back and get the back row, Tough to Be a Bug, and just sit back and watch all the chaos occur. I just am laughing my brains out the whole thing. When the spiders come down and everybody freaks out, it's awesome.
I agree with you 100%, and I do the exact same thing. My favorite is the second last row.
Yep.
In the middle.
Don't pay attention to the show. Pay attention to the crowd.
I don't even watch the show anymore. I just watch the reactions of people jumping out of their seats and screaming. And
top Animal Kingdom tip. Top Animal Kingdom tip.
What's that?
That's the top Animal Kingdom tip. Go back row. Don't watch the show. Watch the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
And make everybody touch the dung ball.
Make everyone
touch the dung ball that's out in the lobby. There's a giant dung ball before you go into the theater.
Okay.
It's over on the right side. You have to make everybody touch the dung ball because everybody's grossed out. It's like 8 or 9 foot tall dung ball. Kind of like
when you're walking through the queue at Expedition Everest, and they have those bells.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's ringing the bells.
Yeah. If you start doing it, then the next 20 people behind you will do it.
Yeah. And so the people that get annoyed by it, it's very funny. Some people get annoyed by it.
Yeah. But I'll be walking through there. I shouldn't say I'll be walking through. Like, I do it all the time. I don't ride Expedition Everest. if I'm with somebody and they're going and they're walking through the queue, I'll walk with them and then I'll take the chicken exit.
Well, that's what Expedition Everest has the single rider line. There's only 3 rides that have single rider line. So if you're on a solo trip, single rider is awesome.
There's only 3 that have single rider lines?
Yeah, Expedition Everest Test Track has single rider, and Rock and Roller Coaster.
And Smuggler's Run?
Oh, it has single rider too?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So there's
Smuggler's
4
Run
now.
There's
4.
Single rider. Does Nahi River Journey? Not Nahi River Journey. Sorry,
Navi.
not that one.
Navi.
Does the
Flight of Passage doesn't have single rider, and Navi River Journey. I don't think they do.
Okay, I thought Flight of Passage might. Maybe not.
Yeah, now I'm going to be looking that up after that.
Yeah, I know. Rock and Roller Coaster.
Rock and Roller Coaster, Test Track, and Expedition Everest, and now Smuggler's Run. I just learned something new. Thank you.
Okay, I'm trying to think if there's another one.
Not that I know of. You haven't ridden Rise of the Resistance yet, have you?
No, I will be soon. That's not going to be a single rider line anytime soon.
No. It's awesome. I got lucky. We got to see it with everything was working. They have little pieces that kind of break down sometimes.
Don't tell me too much.
I'm not telling you anything. All the effects were working. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you a thing about it.
Yeah. I'm pretty spoiler. Disney posted a video.
Yeah.
And I had to stop it because they were showing too much of Rise of Resistance. Disney parks of like. Come on, Disney! Don't show me this stuff when I haven't gone on it yet.
Well, when Pandora was being built, the Flight of Passage and everything else, I went on a total social media blackout. I didn't want to see anything.
Yeah.
And so when I got to Animal Kingdom, I went immediately to Pandora to see it during the day, and then I was going to come back that evening and see it at night as well. I have to say, I was expecting a little more than what it was. And so I was a bit, I won't say, how about a little underwhelmed? How about that? Because I was expecting a bit more, because I went on that social media blackout. So I did not do that with Galaxy's Edge. I went ahead and watched all the videos and read all the articles. Yeah,
Galaxy's Edge, I watched pretty much everything except for Smuggler's Run. I mean, I've been in Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland and at Disney World. Mm-hmm. But before that, I was watching all the media preview videos and all that and people walking around. But I decided for Smuggler's Run, I'm going to not watch.
Yeah.
I think I know too much already. I got to sit in the car. I got to sit in the ride vehicle back in April.
Okay.
They had it in Chicago for Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
So I've done that much. I sat in the ride vehicle.
Okay. Very cool.
But I haven't been on it yet, but I will be soon with any luck. I got to get up early.
Yeah. I like going to Galaxy's Edge and saying bright suns, greeting everybody with bright suns. And then I will go to Epcot and I'll greet all the people at Epcot bright suns because all the cast members have been to Galaxy's Edge and they just to kind of throw them for a loop. Oh, they just smile and laugh. That's my main job at Walt Disney World is to make cast members smile and laugh because they're bored out of their brains and they get ignored by everybody. So it's my job to make cast members smile. I spread smiles everywhere I go.
That's good. That's why they call you the mayor right there.
That's right. I'm the mayor.
You want to get reelected.
That's right. Yes.
One of the things I do is if I'm ever on Small World or Grand Fiesta or Pirates, if I'm in the front row, I'll hold up my phone to do a selfie, but I get the whole boat in it and I'll yell out as loud as I can, "Everyone smile!" And you get a different reaction every time. You get some people that they get it right away. And it's usually like if you get a boat with younger 18, 19-year-old female, they know right away and they're doing their poses. They got the duck lips or they got the fingers. Some people they try, what is this guy doing up there?
Yep.
But I always get good reactions with those pictures as well.
I was trying to get the cast members to wave when the car takes off. Get the cast member. The hardest one is the person that sits up in the window at Pirates. They are next to impossible. I've got them to wave a couple of times.
Yeah. You're absolutely. I do the same thing. Small World, they will every time.
Yeah. Every
Small
time.
World, they will. But Pirates, the one up on the top there, they don't wave too often.
Yeah. Ferryboat captain will do it.
Yeah. Well, Derek, it was great having you on. I just love sitting there just chatting.
Yeah.
Chatting
I had a great time.
Yeah. I want to thank you for joining us in the co-host seat in Chewbacca's chair, I guess. I don't know. It's not the chair. It's Derek's chair.
Yeah. I'm sitting at my dining room table.
Yes. Do you have anything you wanted to add before we hand it over to Ken?
That just spread magic everywhere you go. That's all.
Yeah. and don't be afraid to take a solo trip. If it's something that you are curious about and you want to know more information, or we didn't answer your question on here, which we probably didn't. I mean, we kind of just talked about, go, it's great. Have no problem.
Definitely.
Message me or go on the Solo Show Facebook page and write your question in there. And or Derek, do you have a page?
I do. It's I have a website, wdwcrazy.com, and you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram with the same name, WDW Crazy.
Perfect. There we go. Yeah. So you can go to WDW Crazy Facebook page or www.crazy.com. Check those out. And I'll put those in the show notes, and you can ask us any questions. Not only just about going solo, but that's something that we both have experience in, is going solo to Walt Disney World. And with that, Ken, take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to join the adventure in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. If you would just like to keep the conversation going, then visit us on our Facebook page at The Solo Show. And come back for the next edition of The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.